Hey everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working some more in my classic Halloween junk journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are currently live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay either here or on YouTube. Let me get you guys pulled up so I can see the chat. Hey Lori. Hey Dawn, thanks for letting me know the sound is good. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's see. Today we're going to play with some die cuts. I don't know how much actual die cutting I'll do because I did most of it ahead of time because it just takes forever. But I'll try to do a little bit for those who maybe don't know how to do die cuts. And we're going to play with that and put it on, I think, pockets, belly bands, something like that. That's the goal. We'll see how that goes, and let's go ahead and get started. I've got a few people on here, and the sound seems okay. So, all right, let's pull this camera up top. Hold on. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so I have a few Halloween die cuts. They're all, well, they're mostly Sizzix. I have a scrapbooking.com one also. And then, let's see what else I have here. So like I said, I've cut most of them out already. But, so I have this set. This is actually, most of my Halloween ones seem to be scrapbook.com. So this is a scrapbook.com one. It's a little haunted house. And some fence pieces, a bat, some clouds, a weather vane, and a moon. And then this is Sizzix Tim Holtz combo. It is got a cat, a witch, and some stars. She's got a little broom. So that, and I have these skeletons. These were scrapbook.com also. Little skeletons, and I think I already used one of these, but we might use it again. I don't know. I might just use the other two. So I've got that. And I'll probably cut out, I don't know. I have so many of each already, but let's see. How many of these do I have cut? I've already got 4 of these already. I've got a lot of everything, but it's not a big deal. I'll probably cut out one of the haunted house ones just to kind of show you. So I have a Big Shot. It's big. That's what I use to do mine. Where did I set it? I set it somewhere here. Oh, there it is. So I have this. And it's hard to put on my table. That's what it is. Because it has to have room to completely roll through without hitting anything here. But it's got a very long platform. I don't use the whole length of that because I usually get this size. But it is longer because it's made for, you know, if you have the longer pieces, which I think Tim's new A5 one is longer. I don't have any of those. But, so these I already put together with different colors. Some have the backing color is this one I left clear just to see what it would look like. And then I just varied up the colors a little bit. This one's, it's the most tedious one I think I have, really, because it's just a lot of little pieces with the windows and everything. But let's do one just so you can kind of see, in case you've never messed with a die cutter. So this is this one. I put mine, I buy these little packages with the magnetic sheet, and I started buying them to store them in. I was storing them in these, but they don't always fit in these. So I kind of changed to this, and I've just been putting them in a, you know, one of these little plastic pouches, which it probably weighs 10 pounds because they're not light. You can put them in like a box or something too, and just, you know, sit them like this so that you can go through them. But they are nice. They I got them off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure I put them in my little Amazon favorites store for y'all so that you can find them if you wanted to go buy that. But I don't remember how many it came with. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the Sizzix ones normally come with this. It's a little smaller, and it wasn't fitting some of my bigger ones very well. So I switched them out and put them in this. I don't know. I just think it works better. It's just a little bit bigger. But anyway, let's see, how many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10 is my guess, is how many that came with. Maybe more, maybe 12. I see a couple more in here. But I don't know, it's working pretty good for keeping them organized. Did I just put the haunted house in there? No, there it is. Okay. Seems to be working okay. Always constantly finding new ways to store things, it seems. But die cuts having a magnetic sheet it's almost absolute. You really need one. It just makes life so much easier to have a magnetic sheet. These magnetic sheets that came in that set are nice and thick. They're not flimsy. The ones I was using before was a sheet that I had bought for printing on, for doing like magnetic printing, and it was really thin, and half the time they didn't stick to it. It's this one here. It's just very lightweight, and I found that sometimes they were falling off, so that's why I ordered that one, because it said it was strong, like a nice strong magnet. So anyway, so I just figure out colors that I want. For this particular set, you have a background, which is basically your lighting. Where's the picture? It's basically this, like the window lighting coming through. So you usually pick a lighter color for that. And then you've got this one, which is the trim. So all this like trim around the edges on the windows and stuff, shutters, things like that. And then you've got this piece, which is that base color of the house. And then there's the fences, a bat, and then a weather vane and a couple of clouds. It's actually a really nice set. I don't remember what it cost or if it's even still available. I got it when I was making an order on there. It could have even been free for all I know, because sometimes I get things like this for free. I actually have gotten quite a few die cuts for free from Scrapbook. You know, it'll be like free with a, I don't know, $40 order or something like that. So this is spiderwebs. I thought this looked good as the base on the house. I also liked this kind of green, almost like a damask kind of thing. And then I think I like the bright orange best for the windows. But you can go with like a yellow or even a purple or a white, doesn't really matter. I've got, right now I have orange, yellow, I did a purple, And then I did one that was just see-through. So it'll be whatever I put it on the page. Okay. So we'll just do that. I'm going to do the spider web for the base of the house. I'm going to do orange for the windows, I think. And I'm going to do, for the trim, what do I want for the trim? Let's see. I haven't done like a brown or anything. Do I have a brown that would look good with that? Not really. What about gray? I guess I'll just do gray. If I can find a gray piece. I can find black. Could do black. Well, show up. What am I using? I'm using this. It's almost blue. I bet the black would show up on that. Let me look at it. I think it'll show up. It doesn't have to show up a lot. We'll try it. See if it's contrasty enough. Is it going to be okay with the orange? It's better with the yellow, isn't it? I'll do it with the yellow. So just pick a few pieces. Cardstock. So for this particular, they call it like a sandwich. You can look at your thing, it'll tell you what works best. But I've started using the Magic Mat, and it's not listed on here. And the Magic Mat is this thing. Mine's getting kind of warpy. They do start warping just like everything else. This is my bottom piece. It's nice and flat because I only use it on the bottom. I don't cut on it. And then these are papers I was using for this something else. And then let me find my red Magic Mat. So this is what they look like when they're nice and, you know, flat, when they're brand new. This one's relatively new. I haven't used it a lot. And then you can put these in hot water and they do flatten out a little bit, but I haven't found a way to completely get them back flat again. Once they start doing this, you just kind of have to deal with it, and I don't know. There's tricks, but they don't always work. There's a gray. I knew I had a gray. Let's see. So I'm trying to tell you what sandwiches were. So this is like the sandwich instruction thing that came with my Big Shot. And it will tell you the basic layers that you want. So basically you want a layer that's your base, and then you want your cardstock, and you want your die with a sharp edge toward the cardstock. I'm not going to cut on this though, so I don't want to do it upside down. So this is what I'm going to cut on. I get better cuts on this Magic Mat. I've also used the cutting board from Dollar Tree before I got the Magic Mats, which is a similar material, but it's not as thick as this. And I have to add something for the sandwich. So I usually will just add a couple of pieces of cardstock or something like that to get the sandwich thick enough. So you kind of have to play around with dies until you figure out what works best for you. But if I'm doing a straight up normal Thinlits die, a Magic Mat, one of the normal platforms, and the cardstock and the die is all I need. Okay, that works fine. And then I use this whole piece. There are things that if you're doing like a 3D embossing folder, you can only use this bottom one. Okay, but when you're doing this, use all of these, and these have different thicknesses. Okay, so they're just basically layers that you put in there to make the thickness right, because when you push it through there, you don't want it to be too tight or too loose. You have to kind of have a firm feeling when it's going through there so that it cuts properly. That's basically it in a nutshell. And you don't want it too tight, because if it's too tight, you'll break it. You can break these pieces in here if you really, really force something through there that's too thick. So be careful and don't overdo it. But we're going to use this just for showing you today. So I've got my magic mat. I've got my piece of cardstock. So what color is this? This is my background of the house, which I wanted to do this color. So I usually just piece them on here so I can do it in one shot. So like this is, I'm going to use for this. Can I make it this way? I just can fit it that way. And I just cut them out. So that way I don't have to run it through 20 times. So I'm going to put that there. I'm using some tape that's, this is that thin tape. It doesn't tear my paper. So I'm going to put that on there. And I put as much as I can fit on here for one run through, because it just makes it quicker and easier. So this color is the background. So it's this one here. So let's see. Will it fit? It'll fit if I do it like that. So I'll put this one here. You just want to make sure that it stays where you put it. That's why the tape comes in handy. And I like this tape because, it, like I said, it doesn't rip my paper, but it holds it well enough. And then the trim of the house is this one, which I think I'm going to go with. We'll try the black. I was going to go with gray, but I'm going to try the black. So I'm going to do a black piece of this. I think I'm going to have to go this way. Let's see. I might be able to fit some bats or something on here. So I'll put this here. And if you're doing a decorated color, you want that decorated color that you want on the front of your die to be against the sharp part. Okay? So when I put this one down, I made sure that that color was up towards the cutting. Okay? If I flipped it over, then it would be on the wrong side. So I'll put that there, and then we've got these little fences. I can throw a couple more of those on there. And you just kind of fit stuff wherever you can. Make sure you stay within the platform, of course. And then we'll do this little bat. Got room for him right here. Don't really have to have the weather vane. I like it with and without. I'm not going to bother with it right now. And the moon could be yellow. If I can pick it up, so we'll just throw it on here. Okay, so I got all that stuff on there. I don't have the windows. The windows are going to be the same as the trim in this instance, so they're going to be black. So I think that's gray. Where'd that other half of that black go? Did I have another half of that black? No, I don't see it. I'll grab another one. There we go. So we just need a little piece for the windows. I may or may not glue all of these windows on this while y'all are watching. It's just, like I said, it's kind of tedious. So I'll put that down. I'm making sure that all my cutting edges are going toward my magic mat, because that's what I want to cut on. Because whatever you cut on, it's going to get little cut marks on, and it's going to warp over time. How long that is probably depends on, you know, how much you use it and all that. All right, so you want to make sure it's sandwiched in there. Don't be past your cutting surface or anything. I've done that before. All right, and you sandwich it on there. I don't really find it makes too much of a difference whether it's up or down toward the cutting blade, which is, or the roller blade, which is in here. That's where the most pressure is. If you find it's not cutting through very well, then you might consider flipping it so that the cutting part is at the top. It's a little bit stronger that way, but I don't usually find it necessary, and I like kind of being able to see what I'm doing. So I like it this way. All right, so we're just going to roll this through. Make sure it stays lined up. And you just roll it through. And you can see it's a firm pressure, but it's not so much that I can't get it through easily. And you can do it twice if you want. Just go back. That little cap keeps falling off. It just fell off on the floor. Don't get your fingers in there. I'm in a tight spot. So, these have a little rubber cap on the end here where the screw is, but it falls off constantly. I think I'm just going to take it off because it's driving me nuts. All right, so then you've got your cut. Put this up. It's heavy. Okay. And then you just take a peek at everything. Try to get some of this mess out of the way. Okay, and I like to use this for peeling off my tape. So try not to rip your paper. Usually this doesn't do it too much on it, but sometimes it does. Because it is, whatever tape you're using, it is putting a lot of pressure. So that glue is really getting pushed on there. So sometimes it does. And then you just start pulling them off. Sometimes it'll stay on the mat, stuck to it. It doesn't do that as much with the plastic mat. It does do it with these a lot. And you can run them under hot water and clean them with like a stiff brush to get all the little pieces out. Every now and then you should do that. No idea how these were on here. I'm sure it's not going to be the same. They only really fit on here one way, so. Just start pulling it. You can save this tape and use it again. Of course, half the time I forget to use my used tape. But I do have I have a whole plastic sheet of tape, but you know, I forget. And then I don't use it. And sometimes these will fall out real easy. You know, they'll just fall right out. Sometimes you got to kind of work with them. You can use a toothbrush. You can use, they make a little roller thing that's like, I don't know, it's got stiff little plastic brush on it, basically, and it rolls over and it kind of pushes them out. I don't have one. I haven't really ever really found the need to use it, but sometimes. Like the doily one, it really does help with that, but I've been able to use just a stiff tip toothbrush to do it, and that seems to work fine. I don't have it sitting here right now, so. I just use this because it kind of helps me get under it, because like I said, it sticks to this a little bit. And this one's very, very, very thin, because it's just that outside line. So you have to be a little bit careful with it. Try not to rip it. Okay. So we got that piece. I'm so shaky, guys. My blood sugar's messing with me again. You got our little fence pieces, our little bat. But little fence pieces. Sometimes if you're finding that they're just not falling out, you can use a little pokey tool and just kind of poke them out with the pokey tool. Okay. Little fence, and then sometimes they just fall right out. But you see how these pieces kind of get stuck on here, like embedded. So that's why I use like this. And then if you look real close, you'll get the black cardstock color will sometimes get embedded in this, and that's where a toothbrush or a stiff brush under hot water will kind of get that out for you. I try not to let it build up too much, because one, it just looks gross, and two, it kind of affects it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. I don't think I threw anything that I was supposed to keep away. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes all your scraps might be something. All the windows stayed on there. All right, there's that. So that's our base color of the house. And then we've got our little window pieces. They all came off and stayed, which is kind of nice when that happens. You don't have to try to push them out of here. If you find they're getting stuck in your die, that's what these little holes are for. You see all those little, let me see if I can get the light to hit it right. You see all those little holes? You just push your tool through the little hole, and that will push out whatever's stuck in there. So that's what those little holes are for. And then, so this is really trash. I was saving a couple of these pieces because I thought they kind of look like tombstones. Like this little piece here kind of looks like a tombstone shape. I just thought, well, I could use that. So sometimes I'll save some of those pieces, but you know, it can be overkill. So don't go crazy with saving all that waste. But I am going to get these out of the way because they're similar to these, and I don't want to get them mixed up. All right, so now I get these windows apart. So they have little holes because they're really just the window frame. And there's a smooth surface and then an indented surface. The smooth surface is the top. That's the best way I know to explain it to you. See if I can fit that on there. Okay. But you can see how tedious this particular one is. They're not all like this, but this one is a little piecey and just a bit tedious in my mind. Sometimes I can just use this, but all right. And a little round window. Teeny tiny pieces, which is why it's tedious. They're just so small. That's a window too. Believe it or not, this is a window. Look at how small that is. It's like tiny, and it's got a little center, so you gotta kind of get that center out. So I usually just poke that through until it falls out. All right, this is a good tombstone shape too, isn't it? Where was I putting those? I don't know. They were in my haunted house box. There it is. Just drop it in there. I might use it. All right, so that's how you cut them out. We'll put one together just so you can see. But all the dies work in a very similar method. And, you know, you just, if you like piecing things together for scrapbooking or cards or journals, they can be fun. And the nice thing is you have as many as you need, and you can do them in whatever colors you want. So if you don't want to be stuck with, you know, just a basic, they're fun like that. I think I got all the pieces. All right, so you want to start with your base, And then you want this, and then you want this, and then your windows. So you can use whatever glue you feel comfortable using. I'm going to just go with art glitter. Art glitter doesn't give you a lot of time to move it, so it can be a little bit risky because you really got to make sure they're lined up. But at the same point, I like that it dries fast too, because then it's not sliding around on me after I've put it into place. So I usually just pick an edge. See how shaky I am? So incredibly shaky today. And then just work your way up. It will usually stay in line. And I'm going to get glue everywhere, so just grab yourself a rag. Be careful about wiping the glue off with your fingers, because your fingers will get stuck to the glue and then it will rip the color off of your cardstock. So I find a rag is a safer option. I've ripped the color off many times because it just gets all over you. This one's a little trickier, so you can try to do it with your little fine liner. That works. Or you can just take a plate or something and put your glue on your plate. Just enough to cover the surface. And then make sure you're the right way. So remember, there's a little divot on the back side. And then I just take this and I just kind of push my glue in there. Some of it's going to get on the top. There's just not really a way around it. But I try to get the glue all over it as best I can. And you can kind of look at the back and see if it's getting on it. If it feels like it's too sticky, you can add a little spray of water. Because sometimes it's too sticky and it won't flow. So sometimes this works, sometimes it's not great either, but that's how I've been doing it. Remember, it's going to stick to your fingers, so try not to get it stuck where it's not supposed to be stuck, and then you just line it up. I find working in one section at a time is a little safer if you can keep it straight. Especially this piece. This piece is a little tedious. I'm trying not to get stuck to it. So there's that one. And I'm just working my way up. If you feel like you can't push it with your finger, just grab something. A silicone tool or whatever. I missed it a little bit there. Can I scooch it? I got it. Okay. My fingers are too sticky. Let me just clean them off a little bit. All right. Turn over. Okay. Then you've got your outline. These are the framing. But I picked this one because honestly it is probably one of the hardest dies I have to do because it has so many tiny little elements. Plates are so noisy. Alright, and then you might want tweezers for this. So the windows have different shapes. There's two square ones for these bottom ones. Rectangle rather. So rectangle, rectangle, and then these have the little shutters. The middle ones there have the shutters. And then there's an oval kind of here, archway I guess, and then there's a circle here, and then there's this little attic one here. I'm trying to tell which side's which. This one's so tiny. Try to find a spot to hold it in. Now these I'm not going to try to stick to the plate because it just doesn't really work well. So I usually just put a ton of glue on them and hope for the best because it's tedious. All right, let's see if I can get this lined up. There's glue showing in the middle there, but it'll come off once it dries. All right, so windows. I need a wet wipe. There's one. Just need something to wipe my finger off with. So a little window on there. Keep something to wipe your tool with too, because it kind of gets sticky. Window. I'm just spreading it out a little bit. Okay, another window. And this little oval one. Can you all see? I tried to get it as zoomed in as I could. Don't worry about the glue oozing too much. It's not really visible once it's done. And this little archway goes here. And then these. So we're almost done. It takes a while. On my finger. Every now and then I'm just going to make sure that they're pushed down. Go off my fingers. This one. Wrong direction. I think this color combo is good though. I like the spider web on the house. Just like the way it looks. Okay. I think I got them all. All right, there we go. So we have a cute little haunted house. So if you have the patience for dies, they can be fun. And then these are just fences and a bat and a moon to throw somewhere. So we're going to play with these and our little witch. See what we can do with them. Keep that wipe there. Need that. All right. And sometimes you can use these as stencils, which I've mentioned before. Like if you were going to put silhouettes of a fence, that would probably work for a stencil, or even this bat. You can use it to make a stencil. Yeah, for filling in a background or something. Have some that are 3D and have some that are just stenciled out like that. That can be cool to do too. So sometimes I'll keep a few pieces of these. All right. So let's see, what can we do with this? So I was going to do like a scene on a page. So I think I'm going to do like a belly band. I made a few pieces. So I have, this was cardstock that I crunched up with some matte medium to soften it, a little bit of spray of water, and I just kept rolling it up into a wad, unrolling it, rolling it up, and unrolling it. It's called, what's it called? I can't remember. It's something with an M. It's a Japanese technique. I can't remember what it's called. Momo Gani, I don't know. It's got some weird name. But it's just basically crunching up your paper until it softens and it becomes more like a fabric then. So I did that with this. This I'm going to try to use as a belly band, and then I just sewed down the sides so that, you know, it's got an edge that's a little bit better than just the normal edge. But it looks like that. It looks like a textured leather almost. And I've done these for covers and other things, but I thought they might make cute belly bands with a scene on them. And then I did some with some stamped. This is, I think this is the paper that I get in the Amazon packaging. And I sewed an edge. This will be a pocket. This will be a pocket. And this will be a belly band. So I did a few pieces like that to play with. I had some bigger moons I thought I might play with. These are just scraps. I made this box just to put some scraps in because I ran out of plastic boxes. So let's see where this would look good. So someplace I can put that as a belly band. Orange and black is always good. Where's the colors I have to choose from? Can't remember. I think I was going to try to do it on this. The fence and stuff I might have to do a little bit of gray on or something to make them show. But I think I can make the house show. I just got to decide which color I want. Maybe this purple. I'm trying to decide if I was going to do that or if I was going to do it on here. I think it's too tall for that one. It's a little too tall for that one. So I think it'll be all right on here. So I kind of like this orange and purple mixture. Yeah, it's a little bit better than that one. That one blends in too much for this particular color. I don't know if one of these is longer than the other. It is. This one's a little bit longer. They're not real flat because, like I said, it is very soft now. So it's not going to be perfectly flat belly band, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to do a little scene, a little house. Like I said, I'll have to do something for the color for those fences and maybe the bat. I think I'm just going to gray them because I didn't do any gray ones. I'm 90% sure I didn't do any gray ones. And then I thought I might use one of these moons. These I just made with a hole punch and some ink. Like this one. Debate if I want a gray one or a brown one. I think I actually like the brown better. So I'm going to do that. And then if we put the bat on the moon, I won't have to change the color. Let's do that. And then I'll probably add a few fences. So I'm going to grab a few. See if I have any grays in here. I don't think I do. Pretty sure I don't. Yeah. I didn't think to make gray ones, but I can paint them. It's not a big deal. So that's that. So we're going to make this scene. I think it'll look good on this orange. It's on the other side. I got a pocket thing there. I think I like it on the orange. It's also kind of nice on that damask. We'll just go with the orange because it pulls out that orange in the house. Let's put it there. All right, so that's where it's going to go, I think. And we're not going to worry about putting it down until we decorate it. So, like I said, it's not completely flat. Just going to deal with it. So first I got to paint these little fences because they're not going to show up the way they are. So let me find some gray. Do I have some lost shadow? I think that'll work. Let's try some lost shadow on them. Where's that house box? Where'd you put it? Oh, there it is. Alright. I need some cardboard or something. Alright, so we're just going to take our little houses. Make sure they're the right side up. Like I said, they just, you can tell they have a little indentation. How many do I need? 2 on each side, maybe? Sure. I think 2 on each side will work. Is that right? Yeah. I'm trying to make sure they're the right way. I'm just going to use this and see if it'll color it enough. I just want them to show up on that black. Yeah, that'll be enough, I think. So I'm just going to dab some color on there. Okay, and then I think that's the only thing it really needs any color. I could show this texture a little bit better. Let me try that. So I'm thinking, here, I'll try it on the back first. I'm trying to find a flat sponge. Do you have a flat one? What's this? It says salvage patina, but that's not what it's going to be. It's going to be lost shadow. I wanted a flat one because it'll get the ink to go on it. It'll catch the edges better. So I'm going to put this flat and I'm just going to touch the edges and see how this looks. It's going to help just lighten it up just a fraction. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, so let's do that. In here so I don't make a mess. I'm just trying to catch just the top little bit of it. I'll show it to you up close so you can see, because it's probably not picking up on the camera very well. Show you the difference. Hopefully you can tell just a little bit of picking up that texture. I think I missed a spot right there. That was much brighter. It's fine. Just do it till you like it. Oops, don't pick up your fences. Okay, like that. So let's try that. I wish it would lay flat. I don't know if I could have ironed it. Maybe. It might have ironed out. But I wasn't going to go to that much trouble. It just won't be perfectly flat, that's all. Alright, so we're going to add this one. And then let's see how many fences we can fit on here. Oh, maybe only 2. Maybe 1 on each side. Oops, that's the short side. These have a longer top. Alright, so just 1 on each side then. That's too many. Unless I went over the front, and I don't think I need to, so we'll just save those. And then I may do a ground, but I'll do that after. So let's go ahead and place this. I want it near the bottom so I have room for the moon. Glitter. Oh, I was going to use Fabri-Tac. So gluing on this texture is a little bit tricky because it is so bumpy. I find art glitter does not get into the bumps good enough, well enough, I guess is the proper English. So I think I like the Fabri-Tac a little bit better. It dries slower, but it definitely gets into the grooves better. So we're going to use the Fabri-Tac. If I can get the bubble to come up. I'm trying to stay in camera because I'm zoomed in. Hopefully I won't go out of camera. Now the Fabri-Tac, you can roll off the little bits that get outside the edge because they are a little shiny. Put a decent amount because, like I said, it's a bumpy surface. So it has to have enough to grab hold of. Okay. Let me use my tweezers so I can see and line it up. If I can grab hold of it. I might put it up on like a little hill just a little bit, so try there. Just make sure you push it down, grab your rag. If I find mine, I don't know where it went. Oh, I've got another one. We'll use this one. But anywhere that the Fabri-Tac gets outside, usually you can kind of just roll it off. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it really, but when it rolls up, it turns into almost like a rubber cement kind of piece. And so if it's real oozy outside, sometimes you can just kind of roll it and get it to disappear. And if it doesn't completely disappear, it's not the end of the world. It'll be all right. I should have lightened that up. I don't think I can now. Let me see if I can hit the edges just a little bit. It's a little dark. So you can see our weather vane just a little bit. All right, is it sticking? I think so. All right, these are going to be tricky because they're very hollow. And Fabri-Tac's definitely going to get it all over it. But it is what it is. It's the only way I know to do it. I could try the art glitter, but it may or may not grab enough. So I will deal with the little bits of Fabri-Tac. Try and see if I got all the edges. I might try to put a tombstone. It's just enough color on there to let that show. So you can see it. It's light, but you know. I glue all over my tweezers. But I thought this would be fun. Play with our die cuts. I don't play with them a lot. I should use them more. It's got a little thick piece there fighting me. I'm not sure if there's another glue that would work better for this particular thing or not. I'm going to move this one. I'm thinking about, I don't know where I want to put the tombstone. I might try to put it on the outside, I guess. I thought about putting it on the inside, but I think I'll put it on the outside. I'm going to see if I can't get some of this extra glue off. Sometimes, once it starts drying, you can use like a little eraser. Let's see if it'll work some of that out. It's not quite pointy enough. It's a little bit pointy, but is this one dry? I don't like the shininess of it. Could go over it with some matte medium at the end. Get the shininess knocked down. I don't think powder would do it a lot. So we're just going to try and erase some of it. You just got to make sure it's dry first or it'll just rip. So, alright, so we're going to do our little moon. I'm debating if I want to darken the edge just a little bit. What color was that? It's probably tea dye or something. I have no idea. I did those a long time ago. I'm going to try to use a little bit of vintage photo. Let's see if I can just kind of catch the edge of this a little. Yeah, that's better. It just helps give it a little more roundness to it. That's better. All right, and then where's my lid? So our bat should be fine because he's going to be on the moon. Come on, glue. Center. And the bat going on the moon can just be normal art glitter because it's not bumpy. All right, and our little bat. Just squirted out there. Did you see it? Oh, the wet one is. There it is. Get this little bit of glue. All right, so let's see where he looks good. Maybe there. Bat flying across the moon. Try to see if I can roll some of this off. It's too tiny to grab hold of. Sometimes you can grab the little rubbery bits, tweezers, and I'm probably overthinking it, but you know, it's the OCD. I'm sorry. Things like this do drive me a little bit crazy, but I'll try not to be too crazy about it. Just get a little bit of it off of there. All right, that's enough, I think. All right, this is pretty cute. I think it's laying flat enough. It's catching. Yeah, everything feels like it's catching. So I had a couple of pieces that were tombstone shaped. Let me see if I can grab one. It was in here. There's one. No, I don't want that one. I want just a solid black one. Alright, so we're going to do this one and then this gray color. Where did it go? Oh, there. No, don't do that. I was going to do it on the table. I don't want to do it on the table. Should I just do one? I should do two. I might put it over the fence a little bit. We'll do two. Let me see if I can find another one. Find one that's slightly different shape, maybe. I'd love to put like a little cross on the top of one. Let me see. Maybe this one, that one. And I do have some straight pieces I saved. These were from the inside of the fence. They're just little straight pieces. Alright. And then there were clouds. I don't particularly like the clouds. But there are clouds if you want clouds. I don't know. Do you think it's too childish? I could put one cloud, I guess. It's not horrible. Yeah. Maybe I'll put one cloud. Maybe I will. Alright. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. Try to grab a smaller piece. Okay. And we're going to I just need to color these a little bit so they'll show up better. The front or the back? That's the front. And that's the front. Think you get enough ink on there? Probably not. Grab a little bit more. Just a little bit of this ink. Turn back over. It's hard to do. It's so tiny. Alright, that's good. I'm just going to give them a little more texture one. Okay. I don't think I need that. I think I can do this with the art glitter. I think they're small enough. Alright, so I'm going to cut one of these into like a cross shape. So I think I'll use this big one. I'm debating if I want it on the top or just next to it. Maybe I'll just do it next to it. And then a sideways one. So I'm just going to cut off the edge. Just a little. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Okay, tiny bit of glue on there. Can y'all see? I know it's tiny. It's like working with miniatures. So, I'm just trying to make a teeny tiny little cross. Teeny, teeny, teeny. Some glue on them. I'm being very generous with the glue. I'm going to put this one over here. They'll just look like little tombstones. At least that's the goal. Put this one next to the house a little bit. Why there's tombstones around the house, I don't know. Because they're a creepy family. Put this one over here. Alright. Make sure that's sticking. Sticking. It's very subtle as far as showing up on that black. I know that, but that's fine. I guess we'll put this moon or cloud. I'm going to lighten it a little bit too, though. Just a tiny bit of this. Oh, is it even going to show? Not much. Not a lot. If I use black, just trying to shade this cloud a little bit better. I don't want it to go too far. If I go too far, I've got another one. It was looking a little boring. That's a little bit better. All right. Is that the black soap? Okay. We'll throw it on there. I think I can do it with the art glitter. And the art glitter oozes out. It tends to disappear better when it dries than the Fabri-Tac does. So that is one plus. All right, there. What do y'all think? So we've got little tombstones and fences, a cloud and a bat. Cute. Cute little scene. Okay. Get my pen back in. Hit the hole. I am like missing it so bad. There. Alright. And then, so we don't need this moon. Let's see how it looks on our page. So grab the book out. Signature. And this here. I'm going to take it out of this because it'll be easier. Alright. So we're going to glue this on. It's just going to be a belly band, I think. Could either do a belly band or put it more toward the middle and have it more of a tuck. Whatever is put behind it won't show a lot. I realize that. But it's still a spot for a piece of paper or a card or whatever. I'm going to do Fabri-Tac to adhere this because I think it'll work better. We'll just do it in the center as a belly band, but it could be a tuck too. I'm trying to grab a good ½ inch of this because, like I said, it is very bumpy. Okay. No, this isn't quite to the bottom, so see if I can get it somewhat centered. And I'm just trying to pull it somewhat tight as it's drying so it'll be as flat as I can get it. So I'm just kind of pulling it a little bit. All right, I think that's going to be good. Cute. I like it. All right, so like I said, I'll probably just put a piece of writing paper or something under there. I am going to make a little bit of a ground here, probably with just more gray. I could use this. I think I'd rather use crayon or something, or maybe even watercolor pencil. Let's see if I have a gray watercolor pencil. If I can open it. Walnut. There's like a blue. That's black soot. That's not going to show up. I could try using the white and the black soot together. Let me see. We'll put some white down first. So I'm just going to try to give it a tiny bit of a surface. Actually, I might could just use the white just fine. It doesn't show up on here super strong, so yeah, that's not bad. We'll just use a little bit of this white watercolor pencil. Now, I'm not even going to wet it or anything. It'll be just fine like it is. All right, so it just gives it, let's see if you can see it, a little bit of ground. Focus. Come on, machine. What are you doing to me? Focus. There. A little bit of ground. So it's not just floating. All right. Okay, there's that. Let's do something else. What time is it? 10:15 almost. All right. So we got one down. Cute. This goes back in here. That'll be there. And then we've got like a pocket one to do. So let's try to do one of these. What can I put on here? I can't do the witch on here. I might have to put the witch on paper. I could do... I don't think I don't have anything big enough for the witch. I thought about doing the witch on one of these as well. I think I'm going to use this in the second one, so I don't really want to do that because that's going to... Oh, it's just going to affect things. I'll just find some paper to use. All right, let's see. Paper, paper, paper. What do we got? I'm not sure what I can do with this. I could put... The skeleton's too big too. I may save it and do something else on it. I'm just looking. Where is the skeleton? Float off to. Oh, is it over there? No, it's not over there. Girl. I also have some little haunted houses I cut from what was it? It's like a cupcake cover from Dollar Tree. But I don't know. I don't really like the color on there. It's going to blend in so much. Where's the skeleton? I think he's too tall. Is he too tall? He's not too tall. There's one that's colored. He's not bad on there. Should I do one? Maybe a saint next to him or something? Let's do that. This one needs eyes still. I'm just going to draw them on there. These are just, there's a background piece, and then there's the outline piece. So one is a little wider than the other one. And you just have to kind of figure out which one it is. Oh my gosh. They're tangling. I think these are both outlines. I don't think I have any more bases. Yeah, I don't have any more bases cut. So we're not going to play with him today other than the ones I've already made. So we'll do him and then some sort of saying on this. I think that'll look cute. And then let's do that because I want to use it. I just drew eyes on here. Find a pen. What's this one? That'll work. see if I can get them in the right spot this time. So a little mouth. I like to just do lines. And then a nose, kind of, sort of. Some sort of a nose. And then some sort of creepy eyes. Put a line in the middle. All right, there. Good enough. So little skeletons, little skeleton. I've got some saying somewhere. I think might even have a skeleton saying. I think I do. It was from, I think, a dictionary digital I had. I'm not sure where I want to put that. See if I can find a spot that looks good for that to be a pocket. We've already got a skeleton in that one. Let's not do that one. How about not green? Maybe just black. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll do that there. I think my saying is actually brown too, so that might be challenging. And then we'll do one in the other journal. So we'll do one for that journal and then one for the little single signature journal. Let's see if I can find a page that is black. Is that the only one I have? Yep. All right. I want to put it next to the spiderweb vellum. Yeah, not particularly. Let's put it here. This might have to move again. I don't know. We'll decide later. But we'll put this here. All right. So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. I think I'll go ahead and glue it down. And then I'll see if I can find that saying. Actually, I'm not going to glue it until I figure out how big the saying is. It's right here. I think that said skeleton. I think I had one that said skeleton. Let me see. Yes, I do. So it's just a definition. It just says, the bones of an animal separated from the flesh, framework of anything. So we'll put skeleton on these. Skeleton there. These, I don't remember where I got these. They were one of the digitals I have. It's a dictionary digital I bought. I'll have to look it up and find it. But I'm going to need to back that on maybe black because it doesn't show up very well. Let's see. Could I put anything else on there? I do have that black cat. Where is he? And I have these little houses. I think the houses won't make sense. They're too small. They're just so small. All right. How about... Don't like that. Okay. I'm just looking, trying to find things I can put on here. I have some black cats. And with the witch. I'm just trying to add more stuff because it seems like that's not enough. Not sure about the color. Did I cut out any different colors of the kitty cat? Probably not, because I think I was thinking black would be best. I might have done a gray. I did one gray. I don't know. I could draw bones on them. Maybe I could, maybe I can't. I don't know. All right, we'll do that. I'll put this witch somewhere. I gotta figure her out in a minute. All right, so we need some background for this word. Do I have some handy? It's almost big enough. I'm sure I have another piece floating around here somewhere. I'll find it. I'm gonna cut this out though with a decal. I'm running out of space, guys. Let me zoom back out because I'm probably out of camera now. All right, where'd that saying go? So we're just gonna make this just a little bit bigger. So just take off a tiny bit there, tiny bit there. So I don't have to also do a tiny bit on the top and the bottom. So maybe about here. All right, I'll do this edge. This is always tricky because it's a tiny piece. There's 1, 2, 3, and I'll have to do this twice. I might do the other one off camera so we don't waste too much time on one thing. Alright, let's glue this down to here. Tweezers. I can get find my ink. Get too much stuff on my table. Just gonna give it a little bit of ink. This is very thin coffee dyed paper. Flimsy. All right, try that again. Okay. What if I outline him with a little bit of white? Where's that oxide? See if I can get just a little bit of a highlight on the top of them. Yeah, that might help. Okay, let's do that. Put this together. I'm probably gonna have to Fabri-Tac this down. Patience. My patience is not there. Oh my gosh, squeeze. I don't know what I'm gonna fit in this. It's gonna be a small tag. It's not very wide. It's something. I'll figure out something. All right, in we go. It always has a hard time grabbing this material. I don't know why, but it does. So just gotta be patient and keep pushing, because it's gonna fight you a little bit. Something about, I think, the matte medium on the craft paper, little bit resistant. It's fine once it starts grabbing, but it's just getting it to that point. Takes a little more patience to get it there. Trying to roll off the ooze. It's a bit of ooze. All right, I think it's sticking. All right, fills down. All right, this one, probably have to use this too, because I don't know, do you think? Let's try the art glitter. Dries so much faster. Just put a decent amount on here. So put this here. Make sure it's staying. All right, feels like it's staying. Little skeleton dude. It's not sticking. Stay down. All right, gotta hold it longer. Come on. It's gonna make me regret not using any Fabri-Tac. It's not that the art glitter won't hold, it's that it takes longer than normal to hold. Once it starts holding, then you can't get it up. It just will rip. It's like once it's down there, it's down, but getting it there takes more patience than I have sometimes. Just on this paper. It's the only thing I've ever found that it does that on. Okay, got that there. And then we want our kitty cat. Just got some very fine pieces. Which is why I didn't want to use the Fabri-Tac, because it's going to ooze like crazy. Get that leg. Alright, we're going to stick him. I don't know, I guess we'll just center him. Try to get too much glue on him. This sheds more than my muslin piece. I keep grabbing it. It's cotton, but it's got little threads. I'm going to end up with little threads on them if I'm not careful. Come here, thread. I don't know where my muslin piece went. It's here somewhere. Where did you go? Drop you on the floor or something? I don't know where I put you. It was here a minute ago. No clue. Anyway, I'm going to put this one off to the side. I'll play with him later. So we'll do this one signature off camera. I'll show you next time. And then we need, I think that's fine. sticking? He's starting to stick. Where is that muslin? How do I lose stuff so easy? Some days, I just don't know. I literally was using it the whole time here. Yeah, I don't see it. It's gone. I don't know where it went to. It definitely disappeared. Where did you go? Weird. Okay, that's cute, I think. Got a little bit of glue there still. To get all the glue out. I don't want it sticking in my other page. Alright, I think he shows up enough. Not a lot, but I think it's enough. Are you down? Your hand's not down. The rest of you is okay, but your hand's not. Let's get some more under there. Ooh, that was a lot. A lot more than I wanted. Clean off some of that. It'll stick now. Don't stick your material to it. Can't leave it that long. Oh my gosh. Threads. I gotta find my piece of muslin, guys. I don't know where I stuck it. How do I lose stuff? There it is. Buried it under 500 things. I find this is just some heavy muslin, but for whatever reason it doesn't give me as many strings as that piece of cotton sheeting does. It's better for a glue rag. Alright, that's cute, right? I like that. I don't know what I'm going to do here, but maybe something later. Just working on some pockets for right now, and then something will go in it. Here, I've got a little card I played with. So something will go in there, not that. This is going to be a project for another day. Cards with tea bags and transfers. We'll do that later. Do I have a good card? Let's see. Any of these fit? A kitty cat. Do we have a skeleton? These are graphics fairy. There's a hole right there. It's totally catching that hole. I didn't even notice that hole. That one? Or do I like this one? I think I like that one. I have to figure out what to do with that. No idea. This looks like my old cat. It reminds me of my cat Drusilla every time I look at it. Let's see, what can we back that with? I'll probably back it later so I can get to the witch, or I'm not going to finish the witch. Alright, so there's that. That'll be cute. I'll back this with something so it's a little stiffer going in there. That'll be cute. Alright, and then the witch can go... What's the one we did not work in? Let me see, is it this one? No, I worked in that one. Where's the other one? Did you lose that too? Okay. How do you lose a whole signature? It's obviously not difficult for me. There it is. I found it. Alright, so we did that one. I don't think we did anything in this one. We got the skeleton, but we can do a witch in this one, I think. Alright, let's find a spot for a witch in that one. And I gotta figure out what paper I'm gonna put her on. So, for our witch, we've got different color dresses, and I need to figure out which color dress I want. So, I'm trying to get stuff out of the way so I don't touch it. I don't think I'm going to use this. I was thinking about it, but I think I'm going to use this in the other one. I don't think that's big enough. Yeah, the broom is too flimsy and it'll hang off the side, and I don't want that happening. So we're just going to find some cardstock. I know I've got a whole box of it sitting here. Hopefully there's a color I can use. Let's see if we can get this on the table. Alright, so we've got so many colors. Alright, let's find a page first. Of course, I've just got regular black, which seems to be working for this. I've got this crazy stripe. I don't know what I'm going to do there. And then, I guess orange. That orange. It has a crazy stripe. I almost don't like it. It's just so bright. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can use that will look okay with that. Purple. This probably isn't wide enough. Blue. Spider web. It's not really long enough to be a belly band. Do I have a whole piece? Let's see if I have a whole piece. Might. That's a damask. Maybe. Purple spider web. And more damask kind of looking stuff. Floral. More purple spider web. Stars. I don't have blue spider web. I don't see any. No. Alright, maybe the purple or one of these damasks. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this bright page though. Let's go back to the black page. Where'd it go? If I do it here, which one of these could work possibly? Oh, I don't mind that. I've got that vellum I thought about trying to use. I don't know how I'm going to stick it. So she can have a skin tone possibly. This is vellum. I think I printed this one on the wrong side though. I did it the wrong direction. This one is the right side. So if I did that on this maybe. It's too much the same color. I think it's just too dark. What about this purple? Oh, that really blends. Ah, this broom. Broom, you're killing me. Purple. Trying to figure out colors. Gosh. Not sure which one of these I want for a skin tone. Possibly this for skin tone. Maybe I don't want to do it on the black. I like this. See, some of these are going to be just the dress part. Some will be just the hat part. Some will be the skin. This is, I probably should have allowed myself a lot more time. I'm never going to have time to finish this. All right. I hadn't really thought this through. I'm not liking those colors on there. They're really dark. If I did the blue, I don't think the blue's going to work. Hold on. I could just do the stars. What else do you have? I think I have plaid. Plaid. That's kind of cute. And I have stars. I did the plaid on the skirt, the black on the hat. I don't know. If it weren't for that really bright color. Oh. You know what? I'm leaning toward doing the plaid. I like them all. I just like them all for different reasons, and I'm not finding the background that works with them. So I could do this or this, or a combination thereof. And I need a color for that for a belly band. Does the purple work? It doesn't work with that green. Maybe I could switch it up with the orange. I could do that. Let me see if I've got paper enough to do it. Hold on. If I switch this, I'm trying to see what's already been done. Could I put this here? Or could I put crazy stripes behind the vellum? Interesting. I could put the crazy stripes behind the vellum. And do purple or orange here. I don't want the vellum there. Where was that? Where was that hiding? I put it in the wrong spot, guys. No, no, no. Oh, okay. That's not where that was. There? That's where that was. Okay. Not sure I like the ghost there. I may change it up again. I'm gonna keep changing these colors all the time. All right, let's try this. I still have the wrong color there. This is the color I want to change. Oh. Well, therein lies the problem. Okay, so if I do it here. Okay. So we do it here, and then put... This is taking too long. I am not going to get to this today, guys. I'm going to have to finish this the next day. All right, we'll figure out the plan, and then I'll finish it the next day, because I only have like 15 minutes. I don't think I'm going to get it done. I don't like the purple. And I think this is probably too busy. Yeah, definitely too busy. Maybe I should just do a solid black. What about the stars? I'll do the stars. Is it too much? It's busy. It's not as bad on that. Then I wouldn't be able to use the star hat. I'd have to use just maybe black or something. Maybe just a black hat. So I don't think the star hat's going to show on top of the stars. Not very well. There's too many color patterns. Skin tone. I either have this one or this one. Let's see which one looks better with the, maybe this one. I don't know. The switch is proving to be a pain. You got a little loose broom here. Her broom is a pain too. Alright, and there's a kitty cat too. I almost feel like I don't want to do a belly band just because I don't know how I'm going to do it. But I need to do a belly band because it needs to be functional. Ideally. I wish I had this bigger. Do I have this bigger? So I think that would work good. It's not as busy. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I do. I think it was in that 6x8. Let me see. Do I have any? I do have some. Alright, we're going to use that. That'll work. I think I figured it out. Okay. So I'm probably not going to use, I don't know how I'm going to glue it down anyway. I may play with it later, but I think it's going to be a pain. I think I want to use this jars, and I want to use the plaid, or the orange, I think. Alright, how much time do I have? Oh no, I might be able to do it. So let's cut a belly band that will fit. So she fits about like so. Where's my pencil? So are we going to put the kitty cat on there or not? I could put them over her. It's not a lot of room for the kitty cat, but I think if I do it, I'll put it over because I don't want my belly band that wide. I'll cut that there. This was so much more complicated than it was supposed to be. Why? Why? Alright, we're going to work on this. I hope it turns out okay. So, we want our witch. We need to figure out layers. Okay, so I think I want the dress base coat. So, we'll put the dress in... Should I put the dress in the orange or the dress in the stars? I think the dress in the orange. So we'll do that. And then we're going to put the broom brown. And her hand brown. The dress can be lace. That orange. So I'm going to cut this out. I haven't done one of these, so I have no idea. We're just going to wing it. So we're going to attach this to this for that. And then we're going to do, I should do the shirt a different color. Where's that other orange? I'm just going to piece together all my little pieces. Do the shirt this color. I hope this works. I have no idea, guys. I'm debating if I want the shirt behind the skirt. I kind of do. Alright, we're going to change out this base color because I want the pieces to layer differently. Alright, so this is going to go here. This is going to go here. This is just going to be the dress. And then not her shoe. shoe may end up being black. So that can go there. That can go here. You know what? I'm going to do the broom different than her hand. Where's that other color? Craft. I had a craft broom, didn't I? I do have a craft broom. Let's see if that's better. Either the broom will be darker or her hand will be darker. We'll go with the darker hand, I guess. I didn't want to do like a witchy witch green. I'm going to try to glue this on. This is, I don't know, this is different. This is me piecing this die together to make it look interesting. Will it work? I don't know. I haven't done it. It should. There's a hole I didn't get out there. Okay. Didn't come out very good. Come on. Well, good enough. I got too much glue on my tweezers. All right, so that skin, I want another skin. Where's the one I cut? This one? I think her dress ends right here. Or her shirt. I don't know what that is. We're just going to take it off because I don't know what it is. That looks like skin. This looks like her hat. I hope this works out, guys. It's easier just to do a silhouette, but you know, leave it to me to make it more difficult. Don't stick yet. I don't want you to stick yet. All right, skirt goes here. We need a shoe that's black, or at least somewhat black. Maybe this one will work. All right. Technically, we'll pretend she's wearing stockings with this one because I'm not going to try to do the skin there. So she's got some black stockings on. Really need to do this off of that. So her little shoe. I'm going to run over 11 o'clock, guys. I apologize. It won't be too much over. And then her broom will be this. I probably don't need that handle. She's technically holding that. If I can hit it. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. Oh, all these little tiny pieces too. Hope this is cute and worth the effort. I think it will be, but you know, I'm guessing. Try and match that up. Try not to stick to the table. All right, good enough. And then her dress, we said this orange color. Time is okay. This will also make it a little more dimensional because of the layers, even though it is a little bit of a pain. I think it'll make it funner, more fun. So match this up, and this little guy. Try and match it. broom is so flimsy. Once it's stuck down, it won't matter, but it is very flimsy. Okay, and then we need a hat. I'm going to go with this one. Okay. I don't know if I miss anything, skin or anything. I can't tell. The arm is confusing. Let's see if I can line this guy up. Okay. There's our hat. There's our dress, our shirt. I think it's okay. I think I like that color there. Let's see. Almost. I'm tempted to put a black shirt there. I think it'll look better than that orange plaid, so is what it is. I'm going to switch it because I think I'm going to like it better. So it's okay, it'll just be another layer. I just got to figure out where that lace ends. I think here. Does that look right? Oh, there's like a background piece there I missed. I'll have to grab it. I think it's this. Yeah, it's that. I don't know what it is. It's like a piece of the lace or something. I'll just stick it on there. It's teeny, teeny, tiny. Teeny, tiny piece. I'm going to glue off. Alright. It's like part of the lace collar, whatever it is. Alright, and then we'll do this one. What do you think? I hope it looks good. Okay. Her little lace shirt, or her little black and star shirt. I think it's better. Yeah, I like that better, I think. What do you think? Cute? Alright, get some of this glue off my finger. I'm gonna make it work. I think I'm gonna ink this a little. Just the skirt mostly. This is just a little bit of vintage. It needs a little more roundness to it. A tiny bit more. Okay. That's good. Stick this on here. Does it blend in too much or not? It's not terrible. So she kind of leans a little bit about like that, I think. I could. Debating on trying something real quick. Do I have a scrap? I just want to try something real quick. I'm just lightening this area just a tiny bit. It'll just look like clouds or something. there's some glue there I was trying to cover up. We're just going to have her off the ground a little bit more than I was originally, but it'll be fine. All right, let's see if we can glue this down. Oh my gosh, that broom. The broom is tricky. It's so wiggly. Okay, I think I got it. Am I on camera? I'm going to get one chance to stick this in the right spot. Hopefully I can do it. This broom up. Okay. Something like this, I think. I'm not going to hit that glue spot, am I? That's okay. I already stuck it now. It'll be all right. A lot of glue oozing, but once it dries, it'll go away. Let's see if I can get some of it. There's a little spot there that's got the orange, but I don't care because it's not that bad. I think I like the color combination. Okay, it blends in a little more than I wanted, but I think it's okay. I'm not sure about the shoes blending. But where's that chalk pencil I was using? Where'd you set it? I don't know where I set it. There it is. I'll try something. It's blending more than I wanted it to, so I'm going to try lightning. This is a ground. That's going to be my ground. And then maybe I'll just give her shoe a little bit of highlight. See if we can make it show up better. Just give it a little bit of shadow. Maybe give her hat just a little bit on the edge so it shows up better. It's not too bad. Oh, that's not glued down. There's a little spot. I'm just putting some texture in there. Not sure. Let me get this glued down. Missed that little bitty piece there. And her little necklace stuff, whatever it is. All right, it doesn't show up quite as much as I wanted. I'm not sure what to do about the shoe to make it show up better. There's not really much I can do, I don't think. Could possibly emboss it, but if I do, that'll be a step for another day because we're already way past my time. So I don't think I have anything here I could do it with. No, I really don't. Embossing would be pretty much the only thing I could do. So if I embossed her shoe with some black embossing powder, maybe might work, but I think I'm going to leave it like it is for now. So it's hard to see from a distance because the colors do blend a little more than I wanted, especially the shoe. But it's not bad. It's doable. Do I want to put anything over her? A moon or something? I have the black cap. I don't know if he's going to show up at all, so I don't think I'm going to put him there. I'll grab him real quick and look at him, but so we got the belly band there, so if I put him somewhere, it would probably be, yeah. I don't think I like him on there. So we'll probably leave him off. Yeah, we're just gonna leave him off. Moon. Brown or gray? I think probably gray. Little one. Yeah, definitely little one. We'll go with that one. We're going to just put this little moon here, just to give it a little something. I think there needs to be more ground. What else do I have that I could add for ground? I might use this. I was trying to find something with more texture to it. I bet you I have some more of that material. I've got some cloth, cheesecloth, and this. I don't like the ground right now. It needs something. Maybe. It kind of look like maybe a rug or something. No idea how well this is going to glue down. It's very holy. I could cut it better, but I can't do it with that hand. Thought about this, but I don't know. I'll try this. I just gotta cut it better. I need my big scissors. I'm just trying to get somewhat straight on the bottom. And then we'll trim the top a little bit. I am so far over my time. All my alarms are going to go off any minute. I'm edge. It needs a ground that's better than what I have. So we're just going to throw this on here. Should I use this glue? Sure. Let me get off of my card so I don't make a mess. Okay. Shoe's still a problem, but the ground's better. What do you have you can do with that shoe? I think it needs to be shiny. That's what I'm thinking. And I think it's just going to need to be a little piece of some embossing stuff on it. So I don't have anything shiny. I can just paint over it or something, really. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it like it is, and I'll play with it. But I think it's all right. So let's glue this down to this page, and we'll call it quits. It's cute nonetheless. Even though it blends in a lot, it's still very cute. So another belly band. There we go. Good. So we got a little belly band. We'll put something in there at some point. I don't know if I have anything I can throw in there just to kind of highlight it. Let's see. What do we got? We got an apothecary cabinet. Okay. It's a little bit small. I don't think I have any bigger ones. Let me see if I do. Any bigger ones? It's this one. It's just a little writing spooky potion thing. That'll work. We'll just put that behind it. It's not going to show much, but I knew it wouldn't. It'll show when it's pulled out. That is probably from, is it Haunted? I think it's Haunted Junk with Stuff, but I might be wrong. I don't remember if that was or not. I had a lot of different ephemera that I used for this pack, and I don't remember. It might have been. Don't hold me to it, though. I'll find out for sure later. I'll have to pull up my file and figure out where I got it from. All right, that's good. We are way over our time, so I got to call it quits. At least I got it finished for the most part. And I got a mess here. Lots of witches and pieces everywhere. I'll clean them up later. And get my pens back in before my glues dry out. And then I'll set up the thing so you can kind of see what we did today. y'all have to let me know what you think if you liked it. Hopefully you liked it. Oh, there's another. This rain is just so messy. Okay, so we got that. And we have this. And this. Okay. Kind of, sort of. Trying to fit it on here. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, we did pretty good. Got a decent amount done. Granted, it took us forever, but I hope y'all enjoyed. I will be back on, what day is it? It's Monday, right? I'll be back on Wednesday. And we'll do some more. Alright, y'all take care. I'll probably emboss that while I'm off camera. Alright. All right, take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. I appreciate it.